everyone, welcome back. I've recently picked up this Hilda's Book of Beasts and Spirits and was really inspired by the illustrations inside. I've noticed that the illustrator has used like watercolors and colored pencils. Well, I'm not for certain, but it appears that that's what they use. And they like to use more muted colors, which is something that I struggle with my illustrations. So I thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and do like a troll rock study and try to replicate the muted tones in that illustration. Another thing that I had were these Cure, I'm not sure how you pronounce them, sample dots. I've received these a while back, and while I was reaching for my Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors, I saw these and decided, well, let me go ahead and test these out. I do not own any of these products, so I thought it would be a good opportunity to get my first impressions on these watercolors and just use this for this kind of like sketchbook diaries rock study illustration. See, being that it's in my sketchbook, I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just practicing, trying to get used to doing more of the looser, more freehand and muted watercolor style, and I thought it was a perfect time to try this product out since it was just in storage. One of the things I've noticed about these watercolors is that they are very vibrant, which is really good considering that I only had a sample of them. So I felt like a little bit went a long way with these. I've also done a couple of tests to see how well they perform. Again, this is not a review. This is more like, let me get a quick first impressions and see how they perform, just to see how I'm going to use them within the illustration. So I've tested out each color, and then on the back of the card, I went ahead and tried to see how well the blending works with a primary and secondary color, and then a primary and a primary color to create a secondary color. And then the final test was just for me to see how well I can create a muted tone without making it look muddy. And surprisingly, all the tests for me passed. I think they blend very well. I think that you can create a variety of shades. I'm so sorry, I can't talk. A variety of shades without it getting muddy. I guess if you got carried away, you can eventually get that muddiness. But I felt like these were perfect for what I was trying to achieve. And one of the other qualities about this watercolor that I love about certain watercolors is that there were very minimal, if any, granulation. I like my colors to be flat and just build up different levels of shades and depth on my own. I don't like having too much granulation if I can avoid them at all. And these were perfect. These reminded me of my Kuretake Gansai Tambi watercolors, and so I can definitely see me reaching for this more often if I've had this in my collection. The other thing that I really liked was the watercolor sample paper they provided. The watercolors paired so well with the paper. The watercolors went on very smoothly, and the paper was able to withstand the water very well. So I do approve, and I can see me going out and purchasing some of this watercolor paper to add to this DIY sketchbook. Now, as far as the illustration is concerned, I had a lot of fun trying to replicate this piece. I just went in light and built the layers from there. I kept it light and muted because I was trying to go for that kind of style, and just had a lot of fun with it and just freehand and took my time and just tried not to be perfect. And in the end, I was very happy with the results. Off camera, I compared mine to the illustration in the book, and I could have used more layers. I could have saturated just a little bit more because theirs was definitely more, it was darker than mine, while mine was very light. But considering that I had a limited amount of paint, I didn't want to keep adding layers and then run out, and then the illustration did not look complete or it wasn't cohesive. So I stopped while I was ahead. Now, I did have some more paint left over, but I was running out of the green, and since this illustration is primarily blue, green, and red, I didn't want to take that risk. So I completed it off with a brown color pencil, and I just felt like that just tied everything together. And I was very happy to have this illustration in my sketchbook. I am very inspired by this, and I can definitely see me coming up with my own troll rock characters and just coming up with more whimsical illustrations. This is definitely the type of art style that I love, and I love this series and love watching Hilda on TV, and I'm always inspired every time I see it. So I would definitely like to add this kind of style to my art repertoire and start producing my own kind of whimsical illustrations that I can also sell for you guys on Etsy. I hope this is something you're also interested in as well, because it's my favorite type of art. And with that said, I pretty much wrapped up my thoughts on the illustration and the supplies. And so I'll leave you to the rest of the video. I hope you enjoyed the video, and leave a like if you did. Tell me, what did you think about the illustration? Is this type of art style something that you're interested in seeing more of? I hope so, because it's the kind of art style that I love. Do you prefer using more muted tones or vibrant? Do you prefer mixed media or just one type of art supply? Do you even watch this show? So go ahead and leave a comment down below. I love to join in and participate in all of your discussions, and I do look forward to reading them. If you're new, feel free to go ahead and subscribe and click that notification bell for more artsy uploads, and I'll talk to you again in the next video. Bye!